Good evening. My name is Mariama. Ethics. Ethics are a system of moral principles, the branch of philosophy dealing with values relating to human conduct. Considering this definition, imagine you are hired to represent thousands of people in the union. This invitation comes during a time in history when collective bargaining is shrinking and non-union jobs are increasing in the workforce. As you vacillate through the new employment, imagine you're equipped with a laptop, brief introductions of who your colleagues are, and a mountain of fast-approaching deadlines that directly impact both executive and lower-ranking leadership. Inside of this pressure cooker, there's a void of coaching, professional development, access to performance and research tools that are typical on-the-job experiences. What if these barriers were strategically placed in your path because of your gender and skin color? The opportunity to succeed in your new role is rationed because you are a woman of color, employed in an organization whose culture is pervasive in discriminatory practices while absent of regulatory oversight. The challenges that women of color face in positions of power as labor union employees is largely an unspoken and widespread, prevalent problem area. Professor Kimberly Williams Crenshaw, the activist that coined the term intersectionality, states, quote, "Contemporary feminist and anti-racist discourses have failed to consider the intersections of racism and patriarchy, focusing on two dimensions of male violence against women, battering and rape. I consider how the experiences of women of color are frequently the product of intersecting patterns of racism and sexism, and how these experiences tend not to be represented within the discourse of either feminism or anti-racism. This phenomenon, as it is explained, is illustrated within the halls of labor unions every day, promoting wage inequality, hostile interactions, and shortening the ladder of development and or promotion. So today's talk will address the objective and mission of the Power Caucus Ethics Group, a nonprofit organization designed to address the intersectional challenges women of color leaders experience as labor union employees. During an interview with two labor union leaders, they were asked, if you could change the operations of labor unions, what changes would you make? Their responses were, in part, and I am paraphrasing, pay and classification transparency, creating an inclusive promotional atmosphere, enforcing an abiding process to discipline and or discharge, clear, open, and effective communication. When breaking down intersectionality in the labor union world, we find that women of color are denied equal chance for promotion, ideas of innovation are dismissed or ignored, employment security is greatly dependent on the opinion of colleagues, unpaid union officials, and executive leadership rather than by the merit of work set by the strategic goals of their organization. Our audience is not limited to simply the employee and his or her HR department official. The stakeholders that bring the diversity essential to resolving the discriminatory practices in the workplace are community activists, politicians, legislators, attorneys, human resource liaisons, union members, and union leaders, ethic focus groups, and information management system groups. Collaboration within these affinity circles ensure that the arc of justice moves further away from the discriminatory practices of the labor union world. These groups provide a series of services that range from learning how to navigate the realm of content sharing, human resources consult on how labor unions can correct illegal employment practices, and work towards emulating the practices of companies known for being the best place to work. Make sense hiring patterns that are designed for the unique work of labor unions. The changing of laws and practices that mandate legislative inaction and legal protections. So now, let's go back to imagining. Imagine accepting a position to serve and lead thousands of union members. This leadership comes with a package that includes strategic goals, professional development, and a clear and open path to greater opportunities in the absence of harassment, professional slander, wage inequality, discrimination, and malicious intent. This has and continues to be the imagination of the Power Caucus Ethics Group, an organization that combines awareness and oversight to the labor union world in response to the discriminatory practices that have permeated within union employment. Thank you.